Imagine waking up and your only responsibility for the day is to stay tucked in a 5-star hotel bed, or plunge down a world-class water slide at a luxury resort, only to receive a paycheck worth over $6,000 a month. It sounds like a far-fetched dream, but in reality, there are individuals earning six-figure salaries every year just by doing things we normally consider leisure or rest. From professional sleeping for scientific research to binge-watching Netflix for hours to tag content, the underworld of these easy money jobs hides shocking pay scales that you've likely never heard of before. Let's dive straight into the first job on our list today. Job 5. Netflix Tagger. Imagine your entire job consists of sitting on a sofa, eating popcorn, and watching movies all day, while your bank account grows by over $70,000 a year. It sounds too good to be true, but this is the reality for professional Netflix taggers. Your mission is to watch thousands of hours of content, from blockbuster hits to the most tedious documentaries, to categorize and tag keywords for the algorithm. Visualize your workspace. A dark room, the blue light from a massive TV screen reflecting on your face, surrounded by absolute silence. The only sounds are the movie's audio and the rhythmic clicking of your keyboard as you take detailed notes on every scene. You aren't just watching for fun, you are dissecting the film. You must identify if a scene is romantic, violent, or features a specific type of costume. A prime example is Sherry Gul Mohammad, one of Netflix's early taggers. She spent an average of 20 to 30 hours a week with her eyes glued to the screen. Sherry shared that there were times she had to rewatch a single children's show dozens of times to ensure every tag was perfectly accurate for the user recommendation system. Salaries for this dream job typically range from $40,000 to $80,000 per year, depending on the workload and experience level. Why does Netflix pay so much for something that seems so simple? The answer lies in scarcity and precision. Netflix's algorithm is the heart of the platform, and it is only as smart as the human data fed into it. A single tagging error can ruin the experience for millions of users. However, the trade-off here isn't sweat, it's mental exhaustion. When your primary form of entertainment turns into a mechanical, repetitive process, you start to resent the very movies you once loved. You become isolated in a virtual world, completely detached from real social interaction for years on end. Are you willing to turn your most relaxing hobby into a psychological burden in exchange for a six-figure salary? Job 4. Professional sleeper. If you think lying on a plush mattress is the easiest way to earn $100,000, prepare yourself for the brutal reality of professional sleeping. Don't confuse this with a nap at home. This job requires iron discipline and extraordinary physical endurance. You could be hired by luxury hotels to test mattress firmness, or more dauntingly, become a human guinea pig for NASA's scientific research. Your workspace isn't always a luxury suite. Imagine lying perfectly still on a tilted bed for 70 consecutive days in a sterile laboratory. You are not allowed to sit up or leave the bed for a single second, not for the bathroom, and not for a shower. Every personal activity happens while lying down so scientists can measure bone and muscle atrophy in a simulated zero-gravity environment. The only sounds are the rhythmic beeping of heart monitors and the dry footsteps of medical staff. A prime example is Drew Ivanitsky, who received $18,000 for less than 3 months in NASA's bed rest project. The trade-off? Chronic headaches from blood rushing to his brain, severe muscle wasting, and the psychological shock of not seeing sunlight or breathing fresh air. While mattress testers earn around $60,000, specialized research subjects can see their earnings soar well above $100,000 per year. Why does it pay so much? Because you are selling your bodily autonomy and long-term health to science. Very few people have the mental fortitude to avoid going insane while confined to a bed for months. The trade-off is decreased bone density, circulatory issues, and profound isolation. Are you willing to lie still and let the money flow in, even as your body weakens day by day? Job 3. Water slide tester. Leaving the lab bed behind, we move to a job that sounds high energy but is riddled with danger: the water slide tester. This is a profession where you can be paid £30,000 for a single summer just to don a swimsuit and hurtle down tubes hundreds of feet high. But before you get excited, remember, you are the first crash test dummy before these structures are declared safe for the public. You stand at the peak of a brand new slide at a resort in Ibiza or Egypt. The wind whistles past your ears, and mist rises from the pool below. Your task is to slide down in every possible position to check if the curves are too sharp, potentially throwing the rider off, or if the water levels are sufficient for braking. You feel every joint in the pipe against your back, and every impact is a live data point for engineers to adjust. Sebastian Smith, a famous tester, beat out thousands of applicants for this role. He traveled continuously across dozens of countries, testing hundreds of slides in extreme weather. A top-tier tester's income can reach $80,000 to $90,000 a year, including all travel and stay expenses at 5-star resorts. The pay is high not because it's fun, but because the risk of injury is immense. One calculation error in hydraulics, and you are the first to suffer a broken bone or a violent collision. You face heights, sudden pressure changes, and exhaustion from constant travel across time zones. It's a trade-off between outward glamour and inward physical risk. Would you gamble your life on a slide for a free vacation and a 6-figure paycheck? Job 2. Saturation diver. If previous jobs were just mental discomfort or minor physical risks, Job 2 places you in an environment where death is just one small mistake away. Saturation divers are individuals who live and work at the bottom of the ocean, hundreds of meters deep, for weeks on end to maintain oil and gas rigs. This is the highest-paying job in the diving industry, with annual earnings easily exceeding $200,000. Your workspace is a nightmare for the claustrophobic. You live in a cramped pressure chamber where your body is saturated with a helium-oxygen mix to prevent your blood vessels from bursting while working under extreme pressure. Inside, your voice transforms into a high-pitched Donald Duck squeak because of the helium, and food becomes completely tasteless. Every day, you exit the chamber into the freezing, pitch-black waters of the seafloor to weld and cut massive pipelines. The horrific Byford dolphin accident in 1983 serves as a grim reminder. A single error in pressure balancing caused the bodies of 4 divers to be instantly torn apart. This is no place for the faint of heart. Top divers can earn $1,500 to $2,000 per day. A single 1-month stint can equal the annual salary of a high-level corporate executive. Why the record high pay? Because you are existing in an environment where humans do not belong. You must accept being separated from your family for months, facing risks of bone necrosis, hearing loss, and permanent lung damage. When inside the chamber, you cannot simply leave if there is an emergency at home. The decompression process takes up to 14 days. Are you willing to trade your freedom and life for massive checks at the bottom of the dark ocean? Job 1. Private island caretaker. Finally, the top spot on our list of luxury jobs goes to the one dubbed the best job in the world: private island caretaker. This role combines ultimate wealth, eccentricity, and a psychological price that few foresee. Billionaires or tourism giants are willing to pay you between $150,000 and $300,000 a year just to live on a paradise island and ensure everything runs perfectly. Imagine owning a multi-million-dollar villa on Hamilton Island or a secluded Caribbean cay. Your daily tasks involve walking the beach, feeding turtles, snorkeling to monitor coral reefs, and blogging about your experiences. You live amidst crystal-clear waters and lush palms, enjoying luxury services without spending a dime. Ben Southall, the winner of the Best Job in the World campaign on Hamilton Island, beat out 34,000 applicants for a $150,000 salary for 6 months of work. He stayed in a villa with a private pool and used an electric golf buggy to get around. However, behind the stunning social media photos lay a different reality. Ben was once stung by a lethal Urukandji jellyfish and nearly died while working. He often worked 20 hours a day hosting guests and managing large-scale events. The pay is astronomical because you are more than a caretaker. You are a brand ambassador and the protector of billion-dollar assets. The biggest trade-off is isolation madness. When the tourists leave, you are alone with the vast ocean. No friends, no family, only the roar of the waves at night. Many have quit because they couldn't handle the psychological pressure of total social isolation. Are you willing to live in a lonely paradise where every day feels the same, in exchange for a fortune after just a few years? From Netflix taggers to saturation divers at the bottom of the ocean, there is an invisible thread connecting all these peculiar professions: the trade-off. We often look at those 6-figure paychecks and long for an easy life, but the brutal truth of the labor market remains constant. You aren't paid for working hard. You're paid because you are incredibly difficult to replace. Whether it's selling your freedom in a sterile lab or gambling your life under the crushing pressure of the deep sea, these individuals are trading something far more valuable than time: their mental well-being and absolute safety. Money can buy comfort, but the price is often peace of mind and the simplest of social connections. This video isn't just about shocking salaries. It's about reflecting on the true value of every dollar we earn. After seeing these 5 jobs, if it were you, what would you be willing to sacrifice for a 6-figure income? Your solitude, your health, or your inner peace? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.